I've mentioned before the idea that preventing artificial intelligence growth, or even just things like the military application of artificial intelligence, is going to be exceedingly difficult due to first mover advantages. Now we can see just the barest beginnings of that start to play out. The UN is planning to restrict automated weaponry in some form, but Russia is resisting, citing the idea that the regulations would be hard to specify and as a consequence may slow down artificial intelligence research in the commercial sector. They are also making statements to the effect that we shouldn't try to ban something before we have the slightest grasp of understanding it. I think the real reason is entirely game theoretical. Russia knows that even if the West on paper has banned research into artificially intelligent military tech, that will just be for the bad guys, while behind the scenes the West will be defecting from the agreement and developing Black Project AI weapons. There is no precedent for trust here, so Russia is openly defecting as a way to say, "I don't buy your shit." If Russia did not develop these weapons, then it's gambling on the idea that the West would stick to its own regulations instead of just using them as shackles for its enemies, and in turn a ban on these kind of weapons is likely to fail in the long term, because the West can't sit by while Russia and China make the first move into that territory. At some point, AI weapons are likely to be greatly more effective than human-operated weapons. Even if they aren't some hyper-intelligent nightmare Skynet, just purely being able to operate at greater speeds than the human while on some kind of leash is going to give huge advantages in any scenario where killing the enemy is more important than minimising losses. Even something like that robot that can undetectably cheat at rock paper scissors is instructive to show that electrical circuits beat electrochemical synapses, giving it a 1 millisecond reaction time versus an average human reaction time of 215 milliseconds. It's early days yet and we don't know fully what the laws of physics will allow, but in some key capacities it's already clear that the ceiling for machines is above that of humans. So even if you take the slightly less apocalyptic sci-fi route with this thinking, automated weapons are going to be a major thing. No military in the world can trust that its rivals will obey the regulations, which is the real reason they won't work. The notion that your opponent might defect incentivizes your own defection. The conclusion here is that Killbots are coming. They are simply the outcome of the historical forces at play here. So we have to hope that consumer AI doesn't fall too far behind, and that the populace has some way to defend itself when its obsolescence arrives.